citizen. Hope you're doing well. One of those days. Gang stalking never ends. Every time I get a little bit of money in my pocket, the gang stalkers hit my vehicles and destroy them. So, I told you guys the fuel pump went out on my Ranger. Well, I took it to my buddy because I didn't want to fool with it. I guess I should have done it myself. He's had gang stalkers that worked for him before, and I thought he got rid of all of them. But now, they're like, oh, well, we had to do checking around. I said, it's the fuel pump. Just replace the fuel pump. When my buddy calls me and listen, he's not a gang stalker. He doesn't believe in any of this shit. Pardon me, Lord. I'm really foul right now. He doesn't believe in any of this. Don't want to hear it. He's seen the insanity that's happened to me. He believes that it's happened to me, but he doesn't believe the government's doing it. He just thinks somebody is out to get me. He's like, well, the inertia switch. An inertia switch it's a safety mechanism on all newer cars that cuts the power to the fuel pump. So that way, if you get in a wreck, it's not pumping fuel. He says the inertia switch is bad. He said we got it to work, then it wouldn't work, then it wouldn't work, then it would work. So he's like, well, I think I got it fixed. So then he texts me back, oh yeah, oh, the fuel pump's bad too. So both of them. So now instead of, it went from 100 to 120, now it's going to be $220. That's not including the damage done to my Bronco, because my Bronco has to be fixed too. So gang stalker's going to hit me for about $500 now. Every time I get cash in my pocket, every single time I got a little bit of daylight, they hit my stuff. And it's always it's always something you can just walk up to and mess with and walk away, and it's done. Just quickly, just hit it and let it go. It let me know you're live before it just said more in private. And see, and Tina, the thing about it is, it doesn't give me an option to make it private or not until after the video is already posted. And you don't have to believe that I'm targeted, but you can look and see how much they silence my voice. How they wouldn't. The majority of the people, they're not told that I'm live. Nobody gets a reminder. Even if you push the notify button, still doesn't tell you I'm live. They do everything they can to throttle my speech. Every single time. So yeah, here's $500 that every time. I can go, but you can go back through my videos. I wish all my other channels, I wish I would have had them backed up, but they got all erased and deleted. I can show you probably hundreds of thousands of dollars on my videos where they just hit me for 100 here, 100 there, 20 here, 30 there. Just like gas disappear from a couple cars, $100. Just gas disappearing, or drain the oil out of your car, drain the antifreeze so you'll blow your car up. Anything to keep you at bay. Just like my vehicles. I don't own a vehicle that has a gas gauge that works. Think about that. On my Harley, the gas gauge wouldn't work. And listen, it worked perfectly. Everything worked. As soon as I purchased my vehicles, like my Bronco, it worked perfectly until this program went overt, where I can tell something is happening. My gas gauge shot instantly. Why? Because it keeps you in that constant state of stress. My Ranger, perfect gas gauge until the program started, and boom, gas gauge doesn't work. So I got to watch odometers on everything I got. Even my motorcycle, even my freaking Harley, the one that's in 1 million pieces. They destroy everything. That's crazy. I trust everyone until it's proven otherwise. Well, I appreciate you trusting me, I guess. Now he's got to order a fuel pump. So I got to wait another day. I need my truck now. I see, that's the thing. I've been working all day helping my buddy. We knocked out 2 riding lawnmowers, a push mower, a chainsaw, a 4-wheeler. No, 3 riding mowers, a chainsaw, push mower, and a 4-wheeler we fixed today. But that goes to pay for the tires he brought me yesterday to put on my trailer because the tire blew out. I'm telling you, when you're a targeted individual, anything is up. There's always something's going to be destroyed. Doesn't matter. I can go buy a brand new car under warranty and they will destroy something on my car that warranty won't cover. I'll have 10 flat tires in 2 weeks. Back when I had my business, they'd hit car after car after car. Transmission, clutch, motor, brake. I mean, just anything that can tear up. And if they're not outside working on my vehicle, tearing up my vehicles, then they're inside the house, tearing up stuff in the house. I came home yesterday or day before yesterday. Nobody had been home. I was the last one to leave and the first one to show back up. I go in the house, and it smelled like somebody just took a dump in my bathroom, and no one had been home. Like somebody took a dump. I found somebody had taken a shower in my home. When we first moved in, somebody just come in and take a shower. You go in the bathroom, use the bathroom, and then the mirror's just fogged up, and somebody would put little hearts on the mirror. Change your locks, done that, been there, done that. This is a sick program. And people are like, well, why won't you catch them? When you're under constant surveillance, they know where you are. So if you're 20 minutes away from your house, they've got 16 minutes to dick around in your home. And they got unlimited amount of minutes because everywhere I go, I'm followed. Everywhere I go, I'm stalked. Everywhere I go, there's a plane, a drone, or a helicopter on me. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm being serious. It's just the fact that I just try to ignore it. And let's see, I would have cameras on the inside. I got cameras. Guess what happens? They can delete it completely out of the footage. They can delete any camera in real time. See, there's nothing that you own that's electronic that doesn't have a back door. Every electronic you have has a back door to China. If you guys did not know it, let me tell you what happened now. A Chinese company just bought 48% of the McDonald's company. The McDonald's signs in Hickory, North Carolina are now it's not the great golden arches anymore. Chinese writing on the McDonald's signs in Hickory, North Carolina. My buddy told me this. I haven't seen it visually with my own eyes, but he don't lie to me. What's up with my truck? Oh, well, first I thought it was the switch because it would just act like it running out of gas, so I filled it up with gas. And I checked it a couple times, and then I took it to my buddy to fix it. And he checked, he said, oh, it's the inertia switch, which that's a switch that gets triggered when you get hit. Well, I don't hit anything in my Ranger, but all you got to do is go up there and trigger the switch. You can hit the bumper real hard, and it'll trigger the switch. And you don't know. You just don't know. So it's got to be the circumstances that I know I haven't hit anything in my Ranger. Why would the switch get triggered? So it triggered the switch. So now they said, well, maybe the switch is bad. So they test the switch. Well, the switch is bad. We're going to order one. Now it's, we shorted out the fuel pump while trying to fix the switch. So that goes. Now my Bronco. I found red, it looked like transmission fluid in my slave cylinder. So what does that do? That contaminates the slave cylinder because it's only supposed to have brake fluid in it. So to flush that out, you got to take the whole line off that's inside of the bell housing. So you have to take the transmission off to get to the slave cylinders on the inside of the bell housing. Money, 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 money. That's nasty. Auto cameras on the inside, but apparently you can't even have those. Nope. And right now, 3 of my cameras just stopped working. They're plugged up. I mean, Duke Power cut one of them straight off the freaking pole and said, here you go. And then I put the camera was still fine, I assumed. I set it on the front porch, and it disappeared that night. The camera's just gone. So another camera, it just, out of the blue, just doesn't work. Talked to the power guys. I was in good with them for them drop poles off of my house. Nope. Now they wouldn't even bring me poles, and I didn't do anything. The guy said, yeah, thanks so much. We got a place to get them. We'll bring all the poles to you. Nope, now nobody give me a pole. So it's a bad, bad world. It's an evil world, dude. I should say that I'm shocked. The response to my Chili De Castro video. These people are literally cheering that a man is in a cage. And here's here, guys, listen to me. Listen. This is what everybody told me when I first got on YouTube, because they can't believe that me, a 48-year-old biker redneck from North Carolina, oh, that government ain't out to get you. You ain't nobody. You're a con man. You're scamming people. Well, Here's my question. All the people that hate Chili Castro, oh, he's a scam artist. So, who did he scam to get put in prison? Because let me tell you, when you sue the government for the things that they do wrong to us, you don't get anything. The only scam is trying to stand up for your rights. That's the only scam in America, is trying to stand up against the system. Because then you get put on a terrorist watch list like me, and you get tortured to death. It's a scam. Chili's a scammer. He just rides around the country scamming people and harassing cops. If harassment is standing 20 feet away quietly from law enforcement and filming them, then you're going to call me a hell of a lot worse. A hell of a lot worse than a scammer. Because I'm giving them a piece of my mind every time I see these road pirates. Did you hear in another case this week, a highway patrolman killed, I think it was his wife's boyfriend, killed him in cold blood, and the jury set him free. Set him free. It's these same copsuckers every time. They're literally defending the Gestapo that has taken over America. Tim Pool had he read a news article today. A woman's dad had died and left her his house. So by the time that she went through probate, got all the information, got all the stuff legally in her name, she goes to the house. 3 squatters are in the house, tearing the house apart. She goes to law enforcement and says, hey, they're still in my house. Law enforcement's like, well, let me talk to them. So law enforcement, the communist law enforcement in New York City, says, hey, just find a way that you can prove that this is your house. The cops are telling the squatters, find a way to cheat the owner out of the home. So then the cop goes to the homeowner and says, okay, well, you can stay here, but they can stay here too. If you change the locks, we're going to arrest you. So some vigilantes got involved and went and tried to throw the squatters out of the house. Without, the homeowner didn't say anything to him. The New York cops go and arrest the homeowner and put her in jail and gave the squatters the right to stay and steal her home. Law enforcement, back the blue! Back the blue! Hey, ma'am, I'm a diesel mechanic, 4+ years. Someone short of fuel pumping up. I'd be out in the shop, not you, but other shops usually aren't like that. Listen, guy that works on my truck, I'm the only one that works on my stuff besides him. I trust him. He's done more for me in the past than I could ever repay him because we're friends. So he's honest. I've got, if he tells me it's going to cost me something, I'll pay it because he's a good guy. Man builds transmissions. He works furniture. He's a machinist at a furniture factory. Been there 30 years. And he does transmissions. Now, this man, my truck's in his way. He can make $600 an hour building a transmission. So he's doing me a favor. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Get any news coverage? Yeah, there was a couple newspaper articles about it. But the news, listen, and this is the thing that these cop suckers don't understand. The news will only report on the stories that the government and the cops tell them to. They want that nice, cushy relationship. That way, when there's a big break, and this is why clicks and views have destroyed the media. This is why the corruption between the CIA, thanks to Barack Obama, because Barack Obama, he rescinded the law and made a new law, the NDAA, that says that the U.S. government can openly lie to the people to push their narrative. Barack Obama signed the NDAA into law, saying that they can lie to us about anything, and they can give that information to the media, and they disseminate it to us. Is there an example of that? I don't know. Russia collusion? I don't know. Insurrection? I don't know. How many things has the government said? Like right now, I am enemy number 1, male Christian. I am enemy number 1. Why? Because it's straight white male Christians that are trying to hold this country together while the communists are taking it over. Why? Communism doesn't work where God is. Communism only works because The government must be your God. That's why China is destroying us. We are no longer a Christian nation. That's why God is allowing China to destroy. You inherit a home from your dead parents. Squatters run in, steal your house, and law enforcement says, oh, well. It's just like with the border. Amy Coney Barrett made the decision. She said, well, Texas, you're not allowed to defend your border. We don't think we're going to let you do that. It's unconstitutional for you to defend your own state. Now they're saying there's another ruling in the court that shoots down that order. Why? Because Amy Coney Barrett has 3 or 4 adopted illegal immigrant children. You see, they've got everybody by the balls. They got everybody either blackmailed or terrified. And now good men and women they can't afford to fight the government to be in government. The communists have run everyone out. Look at Donald Trump. They're literally going to take all his New York properties on Monday and nobody's going to stop them. Best thing I've ever seen on the news is they're trying to ban TikTok. That's the best thing I've seen in a long time. What you don't understand about that, Tina, is the point about banning TikTok. It gives the Biden administration the ability to ban anyone for any reason. All they have to say is, look at Hickory Cop followed me all the way. I'm not in Hickory. I'm nowhere near Hickory, and they followed me all the way to. I'm 15 minutes out of Hickory, North Carolina. He's in a totally different county and different city. The banning of TikTok sets precedent that Joe Biden can shut down any media he chooses. So if he doesn't like Tim Pool, shut him down. He doesn't like Steven Crowder, shut him down. He doesn't like Glenn Beck, shut him down. That gives the government permission to shut down anyone speaking out against this corrupt regime. I agree with you on the basis that TikTok is a Chinese plant. Absolutely it is. It is there for China to take all of our information. It is there for China to willingly destroy us. Absolutely. That's where we as Americans have to be big boys and girls and know what's going on. It's made to help destroy our children. But guess what? NBC is destroying our children. MSNBC destroying our children. CNN is destroying. Nickelodeon and Disney is destroying our children. But what are you going to do about it? We're going to let Biden. Well, we'll trust Biden to take it down. Biden's going to push it. Tim Pool was one of the first ones to mention Civil War, Civil War, Civil War. He has no idea what he's talking about. He has no idea what Civil War means. These talking heads just talk. They don't have any blood in the game. Tim Pool will openly tell you, I'm not on the right. But I can see the country going on. All the people, even Anna Kasparian from the Young Turds says, let me give you another example about the criminality with law enforcement. New York City, 2 immigrants living in a house. The cops show up at the house. There are dismembered bodies. Bodies chopped up all over the house. Blood everywhere. The cops take the 2 illegal immigrants who were laying in the midst of these chopped up bodies. The cops take them, put them in jail, and let them ride out with no bond. Chopped up dead body parts, corpses, blood, and New York City police let them out without bond. So they won't enforce law, but now they brought in the National Guard to not enforce law. See, what you don't understand is there's a great eclipse coming, like the eclipse spoke about in the Bible. And Oklahoma is calling in their National Guard because they don't know if this eclipse is going to cause solar flares, it's going to shut down electrical grids. Listen, when they start talking about it's a psyop to make us think this eclipse is going to shut down. Kind of like Y2K, if anybody remembers that. Oh, the turn of the century, all the computer's going to shut off because they don't know to click 2000, blah, blah, blah. I think they're going to test MP on us, and I think they're going to shut us down. It's like this morning. I woke up this morning and the guys were out there at the power poles. The ones who said they were going to give me poles who didn't give me any poles. They kill the power. Power's out like 4 hours. I just go over and plug in my Jackery. I'm fine. But I wake up with that. And now it's just continued to money going out my pocket right and left. Money that I don't have. Get a job! I outwork all you pansies put together that say, get a job! Watch me. I'm gonna go punch in at the local restaurant and wait tables. Wait tables, it's a good job. Make your money. You don't have control over my finances. This is why you're bumping your gums about it. The houseboat, I've already went over that story. I still have the houseboat. It's still in my yard in a million pieces. They literally passed a law so I could not build my houseboat. Now, you don't have to believe it. What's up, Vito? You don't have to believe that. I've watched it in real time. When I started the lake, it's not you can't live on a houseboat. It's a floating cabin, and floating cabin has the same regulation. When I talk to city officials, I tell you, wow, what do I got to do to build a houseboat? Oh, there's no regulations as long as it floats, and if it doesn't have an engine, you don't even have to register it. So I'm set. I was ready to rock and roll. Well, in the time that I collected all my stuff for my houseboat, they passed a law saying, oh no, that if you're going to build a floating cabin, you have to have the flotation they say, you have to have the wood they say, you have to use the nails that they say, the electrical, you have to have the electrical outlets that they say, stricter restrictions than even building a house. And guess what? Well, there's a little problem. In North Carolina now, you have to get a 30-year lease to live on Lake Fontana at Fontana Dam. That's the only place in North Carolina where they'll let you live in your houseboat now. Literally pass a law to shut me down. I was at River since I was 15, finally went and got a big diesel degree, but I'm with you, man. I don't trust any government, any institution. I've seen small town corruption too. I'm in West Virginia. I've been a roofer too. Roofer's hard work. I've been a mechanic. I mean, I've done everything. I've done it all. And here's the bad part, guys. Before my targeting went overt, I had my life was set. I had everything. I had 9 employees, 10 acres, and 5 Harley Davidsons tagged and insured. I had my boat. I had everything. And this government ripped it all away. Everything. Anytime the government wants to destroy you, there ain't a dang thing you're going to do about it. You can sit back and do what I've done. I wasn't an activist. I never spoke out about this crap. I've hated law enforcement since the very first time I met law enforcement. One of my first experiences was bad. I was living in a hotel working, making ice cream across the street at Pet Dairy, and I was like 18 years old. A cop has a crack whore in the car with him. This big black cop comes in, the black crack whore says, I want one of them beers. I said, no, I was an alcoholic when I was 18. I said, no, you ain't getting none of my beers. She goes and gets the black cop. The black cop comes back, kicks my door in, takes my beer, drives off with the crack whore, drinking beer, and her in his lap. Law enforcement. What's up, Grady? Let's see. I'm getting there. That sucks. It's like you're trying to do good for your own mindset, got away from everybody, and then you're almost there. They just pulled the rug out. This is what this program does. Everything that's happened to me is told in the Bible. Everything in the Bible is real. It's all true. And ain't no dang thing to do about it except hold on for the ride and hope that God's going to have us. Hope that God's going to protect us. I still think it's crazy if you don't pay property tax. They can just take your shit. They can take your stuff if you do pay your property taxes. Any reason that they have, They won't. That they can take it. Just like they can put you on a terrorist watch list and say, oh, well, we're going to take your property because we think you're a danger. They can do that. And what are you going to do? I mean, Chile de Castro, the only thing that he did was piss off law enforcement. That's the only crime he made was pissing. He dared stand there with a camera. Just like me. I got set up by law enforcement, caught 2 felonies, and because I wasn't a rat snitch bitch, they've been after me ever since. Hold on, Nick. So I'm not a rat snitch bitch, and the government does everything they can to destroy. I mean, they murdered my fiance. They murdered my best friend. They had me dead 3 freaking. I'm still here fighting. My life is so much easier without YouTube. But the only reason I'm here is to make people aware of what's happening. I'm trying to warn the sheep that the wolves are the ones that are supposed to be protecting us, except the wolves are now turning on us. And that's what the founders always warned about. They always told us power will always corrupt. Always. There's not an incident in time where power didn't corrupt somebody. And see, that's the difference between me and them. I'm not them. This country could run so perfectly, so easily, we could turn it around overnight, but we're under God's wrath. It's the only thing you can say. You can't look at Joe Biden and say he got elected. You can know. You got Kamala Harris with her word salad. The bus is round because the bus is round, and we know how round the bus is because round is like a ball, and a ball is round. So buses are round because it is a round bus, and I love to be around a round bus. You really think she's the first black vice president elected? No! They've stolen it. It's never coming. Listen, what gets me the most is I watched another, I think it was, God, who was it? It was another one of these famous Green Berets or something. He's like, yeah, if the Democrats steal the next election, America's lost. I'm like, dude, put your freaking arm in the air and said, I take an oath to defend the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic, and here you are on YouTube bumping your gun. This government turned on me years ago. That wasn't my fault. I didn't turn on America. She turned on me. I have to catch up on another live. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. Thanks for going and cooking for your family. I got cook pork chops later. Anyway, I got to get busy, guys. I'll come back on a little bit. If you want to go live again, I will. Sorry to hear that, but yeah, they murdered my fiance. It really sucks. Anyway, God bless you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Just pray. And guys, forgive me for having such a foul mouth. Forgive me for losing my cool lately. This is what they do. They will, it's literally, they will, the smallest little cut on your skin, like a paper cut, is one of the most irritating cuts. But what they'll do is they'll cut you 1,000 times with the paper. And then they'll throw salt at you, and salt. And that little wound grows until the next thing you know it's infected, and you feel like you need to take off a limb to survive. The only reason I'm here is I'm trying to warn you folks. I don't know you people, but I love you. I'm commanded to love you guys. And if you're willing to sit there and listen to me act nuts, then I owe you my respect. Just listen to me. I told you years ago, it's God's will that we be destroyed. You need to leave America as soon as you can. Sell everything you got and run. We are in danger. There's nothing good coming. Nothing. They're going to take this election, and when they do, it's over. They've destroyed the country, and Barack Obama did the most damage. He's the one that cut the notch in the tree of liberty. Joe Biden has sawed it in half, and right now, it's hung up in the freaking trees. The next election, the wind is coming, and it's taking that tree of liberty completely down. I'm Stuart Pidlaw, the most targeted citizen. God bless. Jesus loves you, and I do too.